Alright, today I am talking about Leo and the heart. Leo and the heart. So, Leo is ruled by the body part of the heart. Every body part in our body, okay, has a spiritual meaning, has a spiritual energy, and has a astrological reference to that body part. So if anything is going on in whatever part of your body, the sign, the zodiac sign related to that body part can help you understand how to address this issue, what's really going on, with this issue, and how to solve it, how to heal it. So we're starting with Leo because the heart is one of the most important organs in the body. The heart governs our circulatory system, just like the ankles do, but the ankles are ruled by Aquarius. That's another video. But the heart is the center of our existence. The heart is the center of our existence. This is the place where we feel everything. Most people think that our brains are in our head, right here. But that's not our brain. Before we even get to the nervous system and any of that, the heart is what receives the messages. The heart is what receives the information. This is where we interact with the world, from our heart. So if ever anything happens, say you are witnessing something going on, somebody getting into a fight, or maybe somebody's getting married, like a beautiful experience is going on. Leo feels that. The heart is going to feel that. It's either, it's going to be filled up with so much joy, or it's going to, tell you to take action immediately, right from wrong when you get to your heart. When something is going good or something is going bad from what your heart has to tell you. So your heart is the supreme brain, the supreme organ that is telling you what life is and how to move through life. And this is why the sign Leo is so hot, and they just do things. They don't think about it. They just listen to what their heart tells them in that moment. And this is why it's very important to understand and see that when something is going on with the heart, when the heart is imbalanced, when the heart is not at peace, when the heart is out of sorts, this is when you see people doing things without thinking that actually doesn't save anyone. It just causes much more destruction, much more drama, much more crazy. So it's important to have our hearts at peace, okay? And it's not just about, the heart chakra specifically educates us on understanding how, being forgiving, or being peaceful, being loving, being accepting, all of these things indicate a balanced heart. Yes, that's true. You have a point there. One big part of the heart that I feel like doesn't get portrayed when we talk about the heart chakra, that is portrayed when we think about Leo in relationship with the heart, is that the heart is the core of your strength. All right, so you have your bones, which is ruled by Capricorn, but that's another video. That also has to do with strength, but the heart is another kind of strength, okay? We don't fight with our fists. We don't fight with our muscles. We don't fight with our minds. Because if you ever come at a fight from these places, you're always going to lose ultimately. So when it comes to living life and being in your fullness, being who you are in its entirety, it's got to come from your heart. It's always got to come from your heart. People who tote around their strength with weapons, with, artificial things, that's not real strength. That's not real, that's not a sign of a true ruler, because this is what Leo is. Leo's the ruler. Leo is the king, the queen, the hierarchy. The hierarchy comes from that heart, the spirit of your soul. So when your heart is balanced, when your heart is in tune and it is healed, you are coming from your soul space and you are gathering strength from your soul space, and you are always ready and willing to be present for what is right, for what is chivalry. This is where all the chivalry comes from when it comes to Leo. Leo, is considered to be one of the most chivalrous signs when they're in their highest nature. That's because they feel it. They feel it in their heart, and you know what? They're not just going to feel it, think about it, and not know what to do. They're going to feel it, and they're going to do something immediately. No questions asked. No questions asked. So that's me personally. I love that about Leo. I love that about, my heart and the hearts all over the world. And the heart also is what, so this is one thing I want to clear up about Leo, because people will get into a thing where they think that Leo was like this completely self-centered, it's all about me, still in the show type of person. But no, let me explain to you what it really is, and you will understand this when you understand the mechanisms of the heart. The heart is how we feel and relate to everything all around us. Okay? They did a study on a bowl of bacteria, right? So there was like people in this like interviewing room or interrogation room, and they were studying the bacteria. I think it was like some yogurt or something in a cup next to the person that they were interrogating, and they were calculating the rhythm of the heart in relationship with the rhythm of the bacteria. And what they found is when the person got more excited or got more nervous or started feeling these different sensations, the bacteria also was replicating this same energy. And so we can find this, like, it's just natural. You feel it, when something's going on, you feel it in your heart immediately. When something's not right, you feel it in your heart. And so this is the basis of Leo. Leo's not self-centered, okay? They can be when they're out of whack with their heart, but what they are is they're intricately intertwined with Source, and Source is intricately intertwined with all things. So whatever they feel from their heart, they're going to express it. And so that's why they always want a stage. That's why they always want the spotlight, because they feel the grand buoyancy, the just greatness of being one with Source. And they feel that when they're able to express their heart and be in their heart and have people absorb this Source energy. So it's not about self-centeredness and all of that. This only happens when Leo becomes out of whack, okay? And so let me tell you, when Leo becomes out of whack, when our heart chakras, that's not just for Leo, because we all have a heart, okay? We all have a Leo aspect of us. When our heart is out of whack, okay, this is when the ego and people, come talk about how evil the ego is and how bad the ego is, and then narcissism, this is like the epitome of this energy manifesting when the heart is not balanced, okay? When the heart is not balanced, you will overly identify everything you feel with your ego, with you, who you are in this fleshly vessel. When in reality, everything that you feel in your heart is messages, psychic messages, letting you know what's going on within the world around you. And so this is how we're really supposed to be interpreting these feelings that come through our heart. Okay? We overly identify what's going on with our heart as having to do with us. Something having to do with us. Something that's personal. We get overly identified with that stuff. That's where the ego comes in. Don't let that override your divine synchronicity with Source. When you are divinely in synchronization with Source, you understand that the heart is your gateway to unlimited creativity, unlimited love. It just flows. It's just everlasting, ever flowing beauty, expression, light, healing. Like, it's just all of these great things. And so how can Leo ever be, in the shadows with all of this going on inside them? They can't. It's not natural. I would never want a Leo to ever, put themselves in this situation where, they're still like that baby purry kitty Leo. I'm not sure if I should be seen, and striking a balance between that and being the overly audacious, I always need to be seen, you always need to look at me, type of energy. No, strike a balance. And so when we recognize this, we can understand what it is that's going on within our hearts. And so if you have anything going on with your heart currently, anxiety, heart disease, things like that, it has a lot to do spiritually with what's going on with how you are, what you are overly emphasizing yourself in. You're overly caring about a particular situation. You're seeing things in a way that is too fixed. It's like the way you have decided to see things in your life in relationship to your whole entire existence, the way you relate to everything, it's fixed. It's too fixed. And it's fixed on something that's not in line with your source, not in line with who you really are on a soul level. So you got to heal that, if that's the case for you. If not, let this be a lesson on your heart and what your heart really is, and how it is the number one brain in your body, that in a sense has a hierarchy over your digestive system, your nervous system. It has a hierarchy over kind of like everything, because when you have a happy heart, when you have a fulfilled heart, when your heart is booming, you can literally zap and fix anything that's going on in your body, like anything. So yeah, that's powerful, very powerful. So I hope you like this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the notification bell. This was a Mystic, and I will catch you in the next video.